If anyone believes that this was an open process, then I have a bridge back in my hometown to sell you. Then Senator McConnell told us this bill was passed to encourage job creation and put more money in the pockets of working men and women. Well, if you believe trickle-down economics, he's right. The trouble is, no one in America, not the American public, not the economists, believe that trickle-down works.
You dumb bastard.
Corporations are flush with cash right now. The stock market's booming. Job creation isn't.
Here's a number.
What's that shit say?
Psych! That's the wrong number!
Look at all the companies that have already said they're going to use their tax break for stock buybacks, for dividends that don't affect average Americans. And I love the example of AT&T. Over the last 10 years, AT&T has paid an average tax rate of 8% a year. They have 80,000 fewer employees today than they had then. Tax breaks don't lead to job creation.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron!
Right. I can see that I will have to teach you how to be villains.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
My sciatica.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, what good timing for that that tax reform bill. We're so divisive in this country in America that even a good idea gets smacked down. It's very odd. And I'm going to say there's a lot of fallacies, like Chuck Schumer was saying, who I think is one of the most hypocritical people we have in the Senate. Simply because he really likes to ban guns, but he has a conceal and carry a permit here in New York, which is very hard to get. In fact, I don't think you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get that. So I don't know if he's got one from Washington, D.C., which should be almost impossible to get. I think it's illegal there. So again, there you go. The laws only matter to us, the little people, to people like creepy Chuck Schumer, or I call him Horatio Gates because just with those glasses down at his nose, God, boy, that guy looks creepy. Anyways, he also said the three branches of government were the House, the Senate, and the President. Yeah, that's wrong. It is Congress, which is the House and Senate, which I've always debated why we need a Senate, but now I'm seeing it. So even now, even when I sit there and think, oh yeah, the way I look at it, I think the Founding Fathers had these things, and I think they should be obsolete now. There's always something that pops up that I go, how the hell do they know that? Back in the 1700s, how do they know that the Senate would be something that could stop just like mob mentality? Well, man, they did their homework back then, man. Well, of course they were, because if they lost, they would have been tarred and feathered and killed. Anyways, yeah, that tax bill. I'm going to say right now, as an old man living in New York, I am going to get hit. I am going to be one of the people paying money. And to show the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party here in America, they hate this bill. They're saying it's going to hurt normal people. Well, it's going to hurt normal people in New York, California, Washington, Oregon, Massachusetts, Illinois, Minnesota, What do those states all have in common? They're predominantly Democrats. So the rich people, the higher upper middle class in those states are going to pay more. Why? Because federal subsidies are going to go away from those states, and therefore, to keep from not going through a state recession, they can either lower spending by a lot, which they will not do because that's all they have. They have their voting base is solely people dependent on government programs, and they remind you all the time. I've worked for government, and I could tell you that's what they tell you. They don't let you forget. You know that government plan you got? Well, I got you more money. I got you this. I got you that. They do. They remind you all the time. So being in New York, and I would say that I don't want for money, but I will be paying taxes. The thing they don't understand, people like Chuck Schumer and Gillibrand, who are my two senators, and a lot, Cuomo, who is my governor, and all those New York City Democrat politicians, what they don't understand is that as an independent libertarian, I knew that, and I'm willing to take the hit in order for New York to be accountable for its overspending and overtaxation. Because companies are going to leave New York. Texas is not going to worry. Florida is not going to worry. The flyover states, they're not going to worry either. They're going to prosper. I think Wyoming's going to be a boom, to tell you the truth. They're one of the business-friendliest states already. So with this thing, that's what happens. And then, of course, what happens with this? And you're like, stop ranting and tell us about the game. The correlation between that's why I showed it in the beginning, and the game is that this is what I did. I got rid of the minimum wage law, right? This tax break, AT&T, and I showed you there, AT&T, Boeing, all these other companies are giving bonuses to the people who make middle class, real middle class. 50,000, 75,000 in America is middle class. They're giving bonuses to them. They're not giving bonuses to the middle management and the executives. They're not giving those. They're giving it to the people who are on the front lines there. That's what they stated. I looked it up just to verify because I don't trust companies either. I don't trust, but I looked them up and that's it. Comcast is going to, hopefully, they listen to people. They know that they're not very well liked, Comcast. It's one of the few ISPs. You only have a choice in a lot of our areas, which should not be the case. But they know that they have to do their infrastructure because they know competition's coming. So they're pouring all that to be better. So hopefully Comcast won't be as hated. They're still going to be a big company. And with that, customer service is going to be bad. But again, a lot of these companies, and Wells Fargo, I do not like Wells Fargo, but Wells Fargo put their minimum wage at $15 an hour. See what happens when you have no minimum wage or you have tax breaks? Companies will go to the market. The only reason these guys couldn't increase to $15 an hour is because they had this heavy tax burden. So corporate taxes went down to 21%. And what are ours in this game? It's 30. But if I try to dip it down to 21, this game won't allow it. So here you go. Real life application, that tax law, 21% corporate tax. Income tax here went down. And see, I had to bring it back. I had to bring it back in this game because the thing was plummeting me into debt. So you can't get rid of spending in this game unless you keep things going, right? So I have to keep on increasing these taxes in order just to keep my head above water. And that's where this game has a big issue, and it has a personal bias towards socialist programs. And so we're going to do that playthrough, and I think this will probably be the last episode I do here because, one, I think I'm not going to be, I don't think I'm going to be reelected, even though I have 84%, because I'm not playing a libertarian. I am unable to play a libertarian. I'm cutting taxes. I cut the income tax right out. And look at all these taxes I got. Fuel, power, this. And it flies in the face of a real life application that just happened in America with the new tax reform plan. Now, government spending. what I'm going to try to do here is just break that down. We'll go to the next quarter, and you're going to see that we're going to get hit harder and harder with this. And let's see what I can do. Got yes. All right. Need a job, look elsewhere. Well, job growth, Chuck Schumer has just been found to be a liar, because job growth is big when you give corporations a tax break. So I'm going to go down, and I'm going to do that 20%. And I really think for this, I really think this is a cheat. Tell you the truth, I've been looking at the severance tax. No one gets pissed at that. I can keep taxing and taxing and taxing that. Again, another big problem with this game. I shouldn't be able to cheat the system without someone getting mad if I keep on taxing them. See, income and expenditures. All right, spending. Now we got to tackle, we got security. And here we go. We're going to tackle this. We're going to tackle that too. Just enough. Nope, we can't do that. Undo changes. Defense. There. Education. Much more than needed. We're putting in education. Adequate for this. What laws do I want to get rid of? Retirement age. Alright. We're going to work on retirement age next quarter. We got to bring that up to 70, which is, again, is a horrible thing to do, but in order to get this freaking game on par here and cheat it, which is essentially what I have to do. I have to cheat the game. I have to find ways that I can finagle this game, because even though these things are working in a real life application, alright, nope. Nope. Working time. Nope, cancel that. Maternity leave, 8 months to... So you got 12 things here. Gun control under circumstances rather strict. And I'm going to do punishment. I'll do that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Under control circumstances? What the hell was I smoking? Alright. We carry that over, and hopefully we could get something done. And then we could follow this up with the Bernie Sanders. The burn the 1%! Alright, so we're going to do severance tax again. Look at this. I keep on doing this. I keep on going higher. And it's just cheating the goddamn system. Financial transaction tax. 2. Sales tax higher. Real estate transfer tax. 3. Go to the next quarter. And pretty soon I think this game's just going to blow up and say, no, you can't do it that way. We don't want you to do it that way. Alright. Public health. Yeah, well, take care of yourself. Stop eating McDonald's. Unemployment rate, 11.74. I mean, are you kidding me? Right here, what? They're going to keep all that money? Is that what the corporate tax is going to do? It's going to keep all that money? I'm going to lower it down to 8%. Property tax. I'm going to raise it up to 2. Social Security dues. Raise it up to 28%. Let's go. Let's see how horrible we are. Unemployment surges. Of course it does. Because those greedy companies, apparently in this scenario, are just holding the money. Fuel tax. Power tax. Alcohol tax. Tobacco. Gambling tax. Coffee tax. Severance tax. Keep raising it up. All right, now look at our government spending. Sports and leisure, just enough. All right, undo changes. Now we're going to cut spending. Now everyone's going to be pissed at us and we're going to get unelected. Someone else is going to do it. I don't know. Yep, there it goes. 50%. This is what they're going to do. Shadow economy, everything's going. And here we go. Sports and leisure. Insufficient. Very poor. Lowering that. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You don't need sports and leisure. You don't need the government basically trying to do something that it shouldn't. Oh, it's very bad. No economic growth. Why? Because the government isn't interjecting into it. What a horrible, messed up freaking thing. Okay, so we're going to abolish that law of working time. Unions. Always allowed. Retirement age. All right, hold on. Death penalty, gambling, pollution. Prostitution, always allowed. Next quarter. If you have a video and you upload it to the internet, then it's not prostitution. It's actually a job. that's how weird prostitution is. Okay, so culture. Completely insufficient. That's exactly what we want. Completely insufficient because we don't need to spend on that. Wonderful. Tax burden, spending. Now, care. Just enough. Get rid of that. Crime is on the rise. Is the opposition trustworthy? Yes, see? Our education's improving, but guess what? They hate us all. Social Security, just enough. Defense, sufficient. Medical, good. Good and good. Education, more than needed. So we got the education going because I can't really take care of that. Finance. Good on finance. I don't know why I got to deal with that, but okay. Economic growth improved. Yay. Hey, and I'm horrible. And my approval rating went down 32%. Why? Why? Why did it go down? All right, no more of that. And no more of that. No more income tax again. Sorry about that. We'll just get rid of that. Yes, 100%. Look how broken this game is. 2030. So, no taxes, sales tax. 8% real estate transfer tax. 1% insurance tax. Gone. Oh, for fuck's sake. Next quarter. They're not happy with anything. Why? And this is all because I'm not spending on sports and leisure. I am not spending on culture. I mean, come on, man. Just enough on culture. Care, adequate, sufficient, just enough, Oh, maybe I got to do this, huh? Adequate, there. Waste and supply, which for some reason I did. It's got to be good, and it is good. We're doing that. We got good here. Energy, good. Sufficient, good, sufficient. Science, we actually have excellent in our science program. You think anybody cares? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then taxes. Undo changes. And let's see. Start with elections. And we are not elected. So again, real life applications that we started off, that's what I did. I got 70% for others and nobody voted, and I've lost the election. The game is broken. So, and it doesn't have any real life applications. We got rid of taxes. We lowered spending, and yet our economic growth didn't take off. It didn't take off at all. It had little spikes here and there, but it didn't take off. Next time I play this, we're going to do the socialist dreamland, everything that I vehemently disagree with, everything that we've done that has stalled economic growth for the past 30-something years. And you're going to see that this game is going to love it. And that's what's inherently wrong with this game. When you build it on a platform of this is how you're going to get it and this is how you're going to fail, and it's based on the developer's ideology of what's right and what's wrong, it's just not a game that you can be creative with. You have one way to do it. You could do various little means to get there, but you only have one way to do that, and that is through heavy socialist programs, and basically getting rid of any type of free enterprise market system. So anyways, there you go. I had a good run, and I went from 100% positive or 84% positive on this run through to 100% negative. And really, what did I do? I used a tax thing that basically pissed nobody off, but I was grabbing taxes from there, and I started lowering. And all I did was lower. Everything else was good. Everything else was supported, and all I did was lower the freaking entertainment and museums, and you saw what happened. And I knew that was going to break the system. They hated me because I cut the budget to just not sufficient for freaking concerts and museums, concert halls and museums, and like leisure activities. I mean, for crying out loud. This game, I wouldn't recommend it, and you'll see why in the next playthrough, where I'm just going to keep on raising the minimum wage, which is artificially inflating the economy. It also, and I'll talk about that later about what minimum wage really does. And I'm just going to basically take away guns. I'm going to make sure that there's laws on the book for everything. I'm going to subsidize everything, and it's just going to be the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard of. And the game will applaud me for it. Okay? Anyways, thank you for joining me. Get up my interlawn and Merry Christmas. Although I should have one more video out before Christmas hits. Thank you very much, guys.